Welcome to Journey of a Joke. This week we look at Biswa Kalyan Rath's Banana and Pomegranate.
Try leaving 6 bananas. Within 6 seconds, bachelors will appear around it. अरे बनाना आया क्या घर में? बनाना? हाँ, मैं जिम जा रहा था, रास्ते में बनाना का स्मेल आया, तो मैं सोचा खा के जाता हूँ. Actually मेरे पेट में दर्द हो रहा है, मैं तो बनाना खाना चाहता हूँ. Like why? Because bachelors love banana. It's such a easy fruit to eat. To eat grapes, you need bowl, plate, पानी. To eat orange, उसका चड्डी उतारो, bandage उतारो. To eat coconut, you need industrial equipment.
The idea was that banana is such an easy fruit to eat that lazy people love it. There is no washing involved, there is no preserving involved, it stays like that for days. And all of my roommates are laziest people in the world. So the structure is first, I have one simple premise that I'm going to talk about bachelors. So then people start relating that okay, this bit could be about my life. Now bachelors are lazy, very easy thing to relate, so they relate. I give them 2 examples of bachelors are lazy. And then I do the banana bit. Like banana is very easy to eat, so everybody keeps eating banana. The easiest fruit I have. I started thinking what is the polar opposite. And the first one I thought was coconut. Okay, because coconut is really hard. But then I was going somewhere in a cab and suddenly I'm just at 4 o'clock falling asleep and fuck, pomegranates dude.
But on the other end of the spectrum, the most difficult to eat fruit that bachelors really fucking hate is pomegranate.
They were getting the premise. The premise was getting a laugh. That banana is easy to eat. They were all relating. They were all saying, yes, that is true. घर में लाता तो रहता नहीं. They always there was some sort of like scattered applause would begin to rise. But since I didn't have a structured punchline, they would be like, okay, cool. They didn't know where to laugh. And that got fixed after like 2-3 open mics.
Yeah.
And I tried it at a setting where there were no bachelors. It was all uncles and aunties. The second time I tried it. And surprisingly, it killed way harder there. Because everybody relates to the basic level of lazy also. And they have all been bachelors at some point. So there it worked. But the biggest laugh was in the middle. The moment you say that the worst fruit is not coconut, it's pomegranate. That was the huge laugh.
Bachelors hate pomegranate. If a bachelor is dying of hunger and you give him a pomegranate and a knife, he'll take the knife, kill himself. मेरे को नहीं चाहिए.
राइस इधर है, दाल उधर है, चल आज मैं भूखा सो जाऊंगा.
अगर राइस इधर है, दाल उधर है, तो आज भूखा सोएगा. खाने का जरूरत नहीं है. ज्यादा सर्दी पड़ रहा है, पर फैन ऑन है लेकिन स्विच उधर है. कल डीकोल्ड खा लेंगे. सर्दी पकड़ लें दो, क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
I find the decold total such a great joke. Instead of you saying, चल ठीक है, fever हो जाएगा. Instead of saying fever हो जाएगा, you're like हाँ ठीक है, कल decold total ले लूँगा. You've taken it one step ahead, where people are like, oh, that means he fell ill. He's okay with that. Did you structurally write it down as a punchline, or did you?
These are 2 experiences I've had. This is just generally. This is my life. I have gone to sleep because I was like, dal is too far away, so I didn't eat it. I've taken into consideration that okay, that's why it's a good joke. It's not because I've structured it. It's because I've thought okay, fan nahi off karunga, kal decold khana padega, I'll do it. And I've just gone to sleep because my bed was here and the fan was there and I was watching some videos. And I fucking who will get up now? I just slept. I didn't need to take a decold the next day. But these are experiences from my life. They're not structured jokes.
They're not. So these 2 incidences actually happened.
I have taken this decision
in
my head.
life.
Yes.
Oh, great. Then you had this example where you said that.
Try leaving 6 bananas. Within 6 seconds, bachelors will appear around it.
But bachelors will appear around it.
Yes.
Now the word appear around it versus अगर bananas है तो bachelors will come into your room. What made you take that decision of going to that hyper reality of people appearing instead of like लोग घर खोल के अंदर आ जाएंगे?
Because our house was a 3 BHK and those 3 people would never come out. Anything you do, you ask if the house is burning also, they'll never come out. Gas was leaking, nobody came out. Okay. The moment I've noticed every time there's a shop downstairs, anybody who brings bananas, this is what happens. Somebody notices who's in the first room, he comes out and they both start talking. When they both start talking, everybody subconsciously knows that there is food. So they just come out. to me, every time I bring a banana, it just feels like they appeared from somewhere. Because otherwise, it's so hard to bring them out of their rooms. You can't, even if you tell them there's a great movie going on, they won't come out. The moment you put that this thing, for the next half an hour, you're just chilling, eating bananas, blah blah blah. So then, in my head, it just became like these guys are appearing. The moment I'm putting the bananas, I'm turning around. They're not walking.
Yeah.
The moment you turn around, they're there.
So, did you envision this joke as a sketch in your head first, or were you like, no, this? Are you just reciting a story, or are you telling them a sketch, or?
This was a sketch joke. If I make a reference to Lord of the Rings, saying banana is the opposite of Lord of the Rings. If you that ring, the moment you wear it, disappear. But banana, the moment you bring it, bachelors appear. So if you put a ring on the banana, bachelors will self-destruct. Some joke like that I could have done.
Yeah, like the possibility of jokes that are like, if you bring a banana, it's like a magnet for bachelors.
Yeah.
So in the notes of banana, can you just show the opening in general? So is this how you usually write? You write a topic and point by point you write observations or punchlines? What do you usually
So first one is just banana. This is for me to remember to talk about banana. This must have been written at the time when I was talking to my mom on the phone. Then
Got it.
once I do one open mic, I come back and write down everything I did in that open mic.
Interesting. You don't write before going to an open mic.
No.
You write after taking the premise.
Yeah.
What was the premise in your head when you went to the open mic?
Bachelors love bananas.
That's it.
Yes,
That was the only idea.
Yeah.
Did you know what you're gonna say on stage?
kind of. I follow this thing that somebody said. I don't know who said it, but what they said was, stand-up is not a funny guy. Stand-up is not a guy saying funny things. It's a funny guy saying things. I can't. Once I know what I'm going to say, I'm going to put that additional rhythm into it. I try to find open mics are low risk venues, so I try to make the joke happen on stage, and most of the times it does.
Okay.
And sometimes it doesn't work.
Instinct.
Instinct, yeah. The moment people start going to gyms, they want eggs and bananas. 1 hour before they go to gyms, they want to eat like 6 bananas, so they're charged up. So it's again, so my friend did it, my roommate did it.
अरे बनाना आया क्या घर में? बनाना, हाँ मैं जिम जा रहा था, रास्ते में बनाना का स्मेल आया तो मैं सोचा खा के जाता हूँ. Actually मेरे पेट में दर्द हो रहा है, मैं तो बनाना खाना चाहता हूँ. Like why? Because bachelors love banana.
So that act out, even though it's craft wise it's at the right place, it's also from a true incident, which is why it makes sense.
Yeah.
People are relating, like, yeah, I have a friend like this. Fucking going to the gym, eats bananas.
Yeah, the banana eating friend.
All of that, the basic thing is I try to, more than the punchline, I try to be honest. Like, Decode is from my life. There's a band called God is an Astronaut. They're an instrumental band. Their guitarist says that if you make music that's relevant to you, it's going to be relevant to somebody else. I try to not have a punchline that's a punchline like that's written haha like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes for the bit to keep going, because between two jokes there's a gap, you need to say something else. That's where I use a punchline, proper like written punchline joke to keep the bit in place so that I can communicate what I'm trying to.
Okay, good. So you try to keep it as honest as
Yeah.
possible. Now in this, I'll tell you the jokes that I found really funny. No teeth and Gandhi. So what is that joke?
The joke is basically that to eat coconut you need industrial equipment.
To eat coconut you need industrial equipment, skilled labor. To eat banana you need banana. पानी भी नहीं चाहिए, प्रोटेक्टेड शील्डिंग में आता है वो. You don't even need दांत, गांधी भी खा सकता है.
But to eat banana you don't even need teeth. It's so easy to eat that you can be missing organs and you can still eat this and be happy. And then who is the person that you visualize who has no teeth?
Gandhi. So that's
Obvious
how,
choice
yeah.
of person for no teeth.
Yeah. Bachelors and Bandhas, because it's like it just came and it went.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was just like, it's such a great
Yeah.
premise. There's so much more you can do with
Yeah.
it. But then it seemed like maybe he improvised it on stage.
I did. I knew it, and it, like I said, in open mics, I keep trying to be natural. That just came naturally to me. So I said it. The moment I said it, I realized that bit is not ready, so I can't go into that bit. So I just like, okay, cool. Just forget about that. Let's just start this.
Yeah, and then you naturally came into the next
Yeah.
one. So you let go.
And there's a cut there. There's a cut.
There is a
there.
cut there.
Yeah.
You don't even need to evolve. बंदर भी खोलना जानता है. Wow, beautiful. बंदर, all bandars are bachelors by the way. कभी देखा है उसको? कभी भी कपड़े साफ नहीं करते वो लोग. But bachelors, banana is God's gift to mankind.
So I have tried something like this. All bandhas are bachelors. Have you noticed? Nahate nahi wo log. That's the joke. And then I was trying to do two more. Like उनके पास कपड़े नहीं, हमारे पास भी कपड़े नहीं है. And that didn't work. That bombed.
That's because I'll tell you the framing of the joke was उनके पास कपड़े नहीं है, उनके भी कपड़े धुले नहीं है.
हाँ.
Your first joke about pomegranate, which was, it's so bad that when you bring a plate and a knife and a pomegranate, the bachelor will stab himself.
Yeah.
Take the knife, stab himself. Next joke was about, now again, the next joke
So
was
this
about how
one-
hard it is.
Yeah.
Huh.
This one was a written joke.
Okay, which one?
The knife and
Huh.
year one. This I structured because I figured if I just say pomegranate, they need something else there. They need right there to establish to drive that point home. You need to say that if you give a bachelor a knife and a pomegranate, audience is expecting कि he'll cut his he'll not even cut it. That's what they're expecting. But and he's hungry, but he'll take the knife and kill himself. That's the escalation,
Yeah.
which they're not expecting. So that makes the joke. Even though they know the point, they're like, okay, अपने आप को मार दे. हाँ, ये तो थोड़ा exaggerate हुआ यार, तू तो अच्छा आदमी है. So then they laugh.
And then your next thing was about, first was about how much bachelors hate it. The second immediate punchline was about how hard the cover is.
Yeah.
And for that you made a great metaphor, which was,
Cricket ball.
so the first one, where you could have said that, oh, this could have used as a cricket ball, you actually went and said
25 टेस्ट मैच खेल दो वो फटता नहीं है.
25 टेस्ट मैच खेलने के बाद भी फटता नहीं है.
Correct.
It just, for me, that was a realization watching that stand-up, saying that, oh, you could have said it in a simpler manner, but you said it in such a obvious manner कि हाँ फटता नहीं है. मतलब I have tried it, like that's where it came from. So what is the choice that you made to write that joke, and what were the other options of how you could have framed it?
There are two ways. I could have. It looks like a cricket ball. The color matches. That's what the cricket ball metaphor came, and I had that in mind. That okay, it looks like cricket ball should do something on that. And then the hardening वाला part came. So I was like, okay, इससे अगर cricket खेलेंगे तो ये फटेगा नहीं. That was the first phrasing. Cricket भी खेल लो फटता नहीं है. But then the cricket भी खेल लो फटता नहीं है. It doesn't have rhythm. But 25 test match खेल लो. It's not cricket. It's test match. You exaggerate it as much as possible. Like not test match खेलो. 25 test match. 25 test match had good rhythm.
Yeah.
30 test match no. 20 test match no. 25. 25 is great rhythm. 25 test match खेल लो फटता नहीं है. So it somehow the rhythm just fits.
Yeah.
Cricket खेलने से फटता नहीं है. Doesn't have that rhythm.
Yeah. All these observations about pomegranate that you had, did you first, as soon as you got to know pomegranate, how did you write these observations?
All my memories of pomegranate. All like
You listed down.
yeah. Because I have a limited number of memories with pomegranate. I haven't interacted with much. I was very surprised because when you write it, you're like, maybe it's just my life.
Yeah.
But when other people relate, you're like, oh, it's a cultural phenomenon, and that's the magic.
They know it's nostalgic because your last memory of eating pomegranate has to be with your parents or grandparents. It's a fruit designed for old people. It takes up a whole afternoon. आज क्या कर रहे हैं? आज pomegranate खा रहे हैं. कल मिलते हैं फिर.
I'm sort of very closed emotionally. So even if I want something, I'll do the opposite. If I want to drink your coffee, I'll be like, hey, Abish, your coffee sucks. Because that's my defense mechanism. I can't deal with the fact that I want your coffee. So I'll be like, fucking coffee sucks. And that's something I just projected onto the pomegranate. Because I think it's human also. We all sometimes do this. Then if pomegranate is that kind of a desperate character, he's more likely to do it. It's just a way of personifying the pomegranate.
Correct. So you're not averse to personifying things.
No.
Now, do you think if you're writing a joke and there's an opportunity to personify an inanimate object, is it considered like such a hacky thing, or is it a normal? Because I do that.
I think it's great, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
If you can personifying something takes so much. Like you have to really understand that object from 5 different angles, right? It's not just how do you objectify a sound personify a sound recorder? It's hard. You have to think about what its life is like, where it stays, where it lives, all of that. It's like personifying something is like 5 observational jokes in one.
Say relatability of a joke is funnier than the shock value of a joke.
100%. 100%.
Not the other way around.
No.
नारियल खाने के लिए इंडस्ट्रियल इक्विपमेंट चाहिए, पोमेग्रेनेट खाने के लिए एक दादी जी जरूरत। दादी जी किचन में बैठ के उसको एक एक दाना निकाल के व्हाइट प्लेट में सजा के ताकि एफर्ट दिखे व्हाइट प्लेट।
I think shock value is once. Relatability is 1,000 times. Like, if you relate to something, it's the fundamental of communication, no? That I let you into my life, and then this is something we share now. It's not in time or space, but it's a moment we shared, and it's a moment of joy.
Yes.
So you'll keep coming back to that moment. You will. The greatest joke you've heard, every time you imagine it, you're happy. But a shock value joke, the shock vanishes immediately. Okay, I know you had to say AIDS. Okay, cool. ठीक है, great. You said AIDS.
दादी ड्रिंक से बच्चा दो, एक अनाज तो बीमार, बहुत मेडिसिनल प्रॉपर्टी खाओ।
बच्चा बोलता है, अरे काफी दिन से बबल रैप नहीं तोड़ा है। अभी दिखाता हूँ मैजिक। ये था पोमेग्रेनेट, ये है पानी। The simple joys of life.
इंडिया में जो भी जिसके पास स्नैपचैट था एंड दे वर ईटिंग पोमेग्रेनेट, आई वुड नो. ओके, नाउ इन जोधपुर somebody is eating pomegranate. Isn't it amazing to be associated with a fucking fruit?
It's amazing to be the brand ambassador of a fruit.
Yeah.
What's your process of just writing a bit in general?
Writing a bit, so like I get that idea, I tell it to a couple of friends. If they're laughing, I don't write it. I keep it in my head. I go on stage, do some old joke, audience is laughing, suddenly unleash this new beast. If it's going well, then I just get into that energy and see how far I can go. And until it goes wrong, like they stop clapping or some shit happens, then I'm like, cool, I think we have explored. But in that energy of the newness of the joke, since I haven't written anything, I go all out because I'm in front of the public and I'm making them laugh. I have no ending. This is the best place to be, right? I need to close it. Something always comes, like that adrenaline rush. So then you have to sit down and really understand how to close this bit. Most of my bits have no closing. They're just vroom, fam. So,
But is that fine? According
no,
to
it's
you?
not.
It's not fine. Every bit needs to have an end.
Yes.
Like a big laugh.
Yes.
Thank you, my name is Biswa.
Yes. Every bit needs to have thank you, my name is Biswa.
Thank you so much for watching. My name is Abish Matthew. This one was Journey of a Joke with Biswa. Make sure you watch the earlier videos. We got Journey of a Joke with Kenny Sebastian. There are 2 parts, so make sure you watch that. And then if you click here, you go on to Journey of a Joke with Zakir Khan. If you want to see more Journey of a Joke and how comedians come up with their bits, click right here. This is the subscribe button right on my face. Also, there's a website. It's called journeyofajok.com if you want to be a little more clear on like, oh, I just want to follow that and not your other garbage, Abish, because other garbage is sometimes funny. Make sure you click right here, man. And I will see you next time. Tell me which comedian you want to see the stand-up bit of.